The Great Pie Contest. Created and told by Enliven Academy.
In the quaint village of Munchville, nestled between golden fields and winding country lanes, there existed a cherished annual tradition that stirred the hearts and appetites of its residents, the Great Pie Contest. Each year, as summer gave way to the mellow tones of early autumn, bakers from every corner of the town dusted off their rolling pins and fired up their ovens, determined to dazzle the judges and each other with the finest pastries their hands could craft. It was a day of festive laughter, fragrant air, and tables heaving with glistening, golden-crusted wonders. At the center of this culinary celebration stood one name, Mrs. Poppy Seed. A gentle and warm-hearted woman with a powdered apron and a twinkle in her eye, Mrs. Poppy Seed had reigned supreme at the contest for an astonishing 15 consecutive years. Her pies, crisp at the edges, tender within, and delicately spiced, had become the stuff of legend. Munchville residents spoke of her baked creations with a kind of reverence usually reserved for folklore. On contest day, a slice of her pie was as essential as breathing, but this year, something changed. A new challenger arrived, a man unknown to most, wrapped in an air of mystery and murmurs. His name? Mr. Grumblebottom. Where Mrs. Poppy Seed exuded warmth, Mr. Grumblebottom radiated irritation. He had a complaint for nearly everything, but his fiercest critiques were reserved for one target, Mrs. Poppy Seed's revered pies.
"They're overly saccharine,"
he muttered.
"Unrealistically airy.
He scoffed.
Hardly qualify as pies."
He growled, and so, with a dramatic flair that bordered on theatrical, Mr. Grumblebottom declared,
"This year, I shall create the finest pie Munchville has ever seen."
He donned a faded apron with the solemnity of a knight preparing for battle, twirling it once like a cape. The long-awaited day arrived. The village green came alive with music, chatter, and the tantalizing aroma of baked fruit and spiced crusts. Contestants set their masterpieces on display: apple, cherry, rhubarb, blueberry. But all eyes, as always, turned to the elegant pie placed gently before Mrs. Poppy Seed by her loyal assistant. The crowd cheered. Then, through the throng, came Mr. Grumblebottom. He carried something. It wobbled, the crust sagged, and the scent, if one could call it that, was perplexing, to say the least. Judges, ever courteous, began with Mrs. Poppy Seed's creation. Their responses were as expected: nods of approval, sighs of delight, and murmurs of contentment.
Impeccable, a perfect harmony of flavor and texture,
one declared. Then came Mr. Grumblebottom's turn. One brave judge took a cautious bite. His expression shifted through confusion, contemplation, and finally amusement.
"What exactly is in this pie?"
he asked delicately. With a grin of self-satisfaction, Mr. Grumblebottom announced,
"Ah, my secret recipe, a savory blend of beef, broccoli, pickles, and cabbage. Surprise!"
The judges exchanged glances of disbelief and, to everyone's amazement, began to chuckle. Soon the villagers gathered, intrigued by the commotion. A small girl, bold and curious, tried a bite.
"I think your pie is very surprising,"
she said politely, dabbing cabbage from her chin, Laughter rippled through the crowd. Even the sternest faces relaxed.
It's certainly unique. But I believe I'll still cast my vote for Mrs. Poppyseed.
One judge managed between chuckles. Unsurprisingly, Mrs. Poppyseed retained her crown. Yet Mr. Grumblebottom's bizarre concoction had won something too: the collective laughter and affection of the town. From that year on, he became a beloved oddity of the contest, bringing a new cabbage surprise each time, not to compete, but to entertain. And the people welcomed it with joy. Thus, the tradition evolved. Munchville's Great Pie Contest continued to celebrate perfection, but also embraced the imperfect, the whimsical, and the strange. And so the village thrived, year after year, with full bellies, light hearts, and just a touch of cabbage.
Thank you for reading. Please subscribe.